What is good? What is going on, everyone? 1 second, guys. It is the Crooked Commish and Chocolate here to talk fantasy football. Back at it again here in the Clubhouse, Chicago Clubhouse Network. Thank you guys for checking us out, tuning in. Tonight we are going to continue to talk about the divisions. A few weeks back, we started breaking it down division by division. Last week, we had Lee from Gen Wealth Network show. Being a Chargers fan, we were talking about the AFC West last week. We also had my friend Carl, who is a Denver Broncos fan, on here. So they had a moment there to kind of go back and forth and spar over which team was better in that division and whatnot. So tonight we are going to go ahead and continue on with that. And this time we're going to talk about the AFC East. Tonight we are bringing back a familiar guest to the show, Bogey from Gen Wealth Network. He is the second half of Lee's partner there, but not in that way, but just like buddy, like partner and stuff. So not that there's anything wrong with that. But anywho, we also have a guest that's a Jets fan. We have Kidda on the show, a newcomer here. So please welcome him to the show when we get him on here. And without further ado, let's go ahead and kick this thing off. And just like that, we're back at it. So thank you to everyone that is in the chat. Lee and JD from, was it Heart to Start? Go ahead and check out JD's show there on YouTube. Find them. They have shows going on every single day. They in the mornings, they talk about current events, daily events that happen. And then, of course, they do come with that football talk as well. So there you'll find some of the guests that are on today's show on that show as well. So go ahead and check them out and give them a sub. But thank you guys for being in the chat and rocking with us. Let's go ahead and bring in my co-host. He is the Mouth from the Bay. So you guys are very familiar with him. Mouth, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Let's go. How we doing? How we doing? Not long enough, goddammit. That's what it was. Yeah.
It never is, bro. It never is.
I mean, you showed up at my house yesterday. I was in the middle of putting a fucking toilet in the goddamn fucking bathroom. I mean, what the fuck kind of shit is that? That is not what I wanted to spend my Sunday, but that's how we got to do things sometimes in the fucking real life. So that's
Yeah, no, I'm happy I got there at the end to supervise it and make sure you guys didn't anymore.
Yeah, like, fucker couldn't even pass me a fucking beer at least, but whatever. That's cool.
I had to get me a beer first. You know what?
I understand that.
The people aren't here for that. Let's go ahead and get further into it. We'll talk about this more later.
You motherfucker.
So let's go ahead and get in our first guest here. A familiar guest, like I said, he's been on the show before. He is a fellow 49er fan. So the Mouth from the Bay brought his backup again because he knows
that guy need backup. That guy need backup. Motherfucker.
Bogey and Bones, welcome back.
What's up, San Ho, the house? Let's go. Let's go.
The south side, the east side, you know what I'm saying, the west side, everything, man. Shout out to all San Jose and the entire world.
There you go.
Hey, look at it. Hey, fan of Seinfeld.
Jose.
I knew I liked Crick. He's a fan of Seinfeld, right?
Yeah. So
because
not that there's anything
wrong with that. And let me address that first. If it was me and Lee partners, I am the top. All right, pause. You see the shirt. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Check us out at Gay. We got a sale today, tomorrow, through the 9th. $15.
He's like
all colors.
Fucking Lee said, he's like, what up, Lee? It was like, Lee is not the little spoon.
Well, let's be clear here.
He's like, Lee does not want to be the little spoon. Fucking
so before we get further into it, let's go ahead and bring
that deserves a fucking drink. Fucking.
So please, guys, welcome the new guy to the show here. Like I said, a Jets fan. He's here to help us talk about the AFC East. Welcome to the show, Kidda.
What up, yo?
Whoa.
Thanks for having me on. I don't think we've met before, but I'm Kidda. Shout out to Crooked Commish Mouth and
Thank you,
Bogey.
sir. We met now.
My main man, Bogey.
Hey, don't we met up? Get on the bus, Forrest. We met now. Get on the bus.
Salute to Sandra, Guccini, JD. What's up, man?
Yes,
it's good to be here.
The Clubhouse mom is in the building here. That's JB's mom.
Yeah.
Always like to tune in to show some love. Yes, thank you
guys.
guys.
Hell yeah.
Please hit the like button and please subscribe if you haven't already and stuff, and share us to any other fantasy football fans that you think may enjoy the show and enjoy our personalities. Like I said, the bigger the clubhouse, the better it is. Right now we are around
Clubhouse.
I mean, not so much Commission's personality. No one likes Commission's personality, but I mean, what the rest of us, that's what we got guests.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why we always have guests.
You know, quick side story, if you don't mind, and I'll make it quick to make a long story longer. We've been rocking with the Crook for a minute, and then he hit me upside the head. I was like, "Oh man, come on the show." I was like, "What? You got a show? Let's go."
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, "Oh, he really got a show." I was like, "Oh shit."
He said, "Oops, upside your head. We got a show."
Right? I'm like, "Shit, I'm on. Bring me on. Bring the whole
well, like I said, I was just checking out your show. Like I said, I'm in the comments a lot, a comment vulture,
I appreciate you.
So, and it's one of those things. I didn't want to just jump on right away and be like, yo, I got a show, come on my show. It's like, no, like I wanted to check you guys out, like, and really, gauge your guys' personality and kind of see how you guys.
That sounds real stalkerish. But I appreciate being a stalker.
Scouting, but it's a thin line between scouting and stalking. Apparently.
I was saying that's more scouting. I'm thinking more scouting.
I mean,
whatever.
Hey, it's like I'm not sure. I don't know. That sounds a little weird, but I mean that's not good.
Anyway, let's get into it, guys. The new guy, Kidda, welcome to the show. Like I said, thank you. We're truly happy to have you on here. Like I said, it's good to chop it up and talk football with good people and stuff. So I have to ask, we were talking backstage. You said that you live in Orange County right now. Is that correct?
Yeah, I live in the OC. I'm a San Diegan. I lived most of my life in San Diego. I served in the Air Force and traveled around. I spent some time in Chicago. Chicago was a cool town. And then I had to cut ties with the Chargers.
He's the food guy.
So you were originally a Chargers fan.
I was a diehard Chargers fan. I went to so many games. I went to this game. I went to the final game. I went to all the games. And this game being the LaDainian Tomlinson playoff game when LT was with the Jets, and that was the last time the Chargers were in San Diego in the playoffs.
Can I ask you, is that partly why you're like, you know what, I'm going to go to the Jets because at least my man LT went there.
Yeah, like I was going to say that. I was going to say that. Like,
it really had no influence on my decision. I said before, I was in the Air Force, so I was a jet mechanic. I worked on jets. And then, the color
fuck,
green.
Thank you for your service, and it all makes sense
Oh
now.
yeah,
So.
no worries.
Thank you for your service, brother.
It was a pleasure.
I actually got a jet, bro. I need you to like help me change the oil on this bitch, bro.
I'm a lifetime mechanic.
I'm a baller.
And I've been working on industrial maintenance after the Air Force, so I work on big machines. That's my trade. But on top of the Jets having cool color schemes, a little bit of history with some ex-Charger players, it was the idea that I didn't want to bandwagon on a team that was already successful, and the Jets, the way that they were, the history of the Jets really kind of matches the Chargers. So it would be an easy transition for me to root for a team that's had
to bang your head into the wall still. To be like, God fucking damn it, fucking shit. Every fucking year.
So we get our hopes up, and then all of a
Jets
sudden,
fans will embrace you.
Reality crushes us, and
you're like,
we
welcome
got to
to our
deal with
misery.
But I want to be a fan when we finally get to the Super Bowl and win.
I understand that. Hey, you know what? I full-heartedly understand that as an Niner fan. Is if you weren't there for the good times, the bad times don't come back when they're fucking good. You know what I mean? So I 100% endorse that shit. Don't be there when we're winning. You be there when we're fucking.
Especially when they got Jim Harbaugh knowing who's got it better than us. I'm so glad you didn't. And they have Justin Herbert.
Hold on. One at a time, guys. Go ahead, get a fit.
No worries.
I don't know where I did with my talking stick.
Because it was a Chargers transition. So my dad, he does the same thing. We jump ship, but he becomes a Lions. So he's got a head start on me, but like big time.
So you guys all decided to go to shitty teams.
Yeah.
Your dad hit the jackpot.
Oh man!
Already successful, like a Patriots, a Chiefs team, or something like that. Nah. It was definitely a thought process behind it, and we wanted to make sure that we were rooting for a franchise that we could actually,
I can appreciate that shit. I can appreciate that shit a lot.
I can really appreciate that.
Yeah,
like I said, that's and it correlates and it kind of blends into, like I said, you working on Jets and whatnot. So you like the color.
Transition, man. I love the Jets. I've always liked the Jets, and when the Chargers dipped out on San Diego, it really made it logical for me to be a Jets fan.
Yeah, I mean, you're like, hey, my favorite team left, so
Yeah, that was a big thing.
No, I mean, and exactly, they left San Diego, so like, fuck them to see what else is out there. So I understand that.
They left us because we didn't want to give them a whole bunch of money to build a stadium. We had some sort of deals worked out over about a period of 10, 15 years on improving the stadium or getting them to jump over to a new site and build there. But we weren't always going to be we weren't going to pay for like 50% or even like a majority of it, like Spanos family wanted.
I guess that's the same thing with like San Francisco with the Santa Clara. So I mean, they got lucky that they stayed in the Bay Area. So
really
I mean, it's the same shit. So
I mean,
hey,
they're not even in San Francisco.
Hey, Mouth, how happy were we when them motherfuckers moved to Santa Clara, though? We were like, yes.
Bro, they're literally, they're 20 minutes from my grandma's house, bro. They're like off the 101. Off the 101, dog. They're down the street now. Yeah, like they're down the street from my grandma's house. Like, it's ridiculous.
Dang. And now the location is cool because everybody from the Bay loves that fucking Paramount Great America.
It's right there by Great America.
You roll up to that location, no problem. You can do it your whole life.
For those that don't know, Kid is also, he's a ride mechanic too, a roller coaster ride. He's a theme park ride mechanic. So.
Oh, shit.
He's aware of Great America.
Yeah. Great America.
Oh, my God.
Vallejo,
Great America was the shit back in the day.
That's right.
I lived in the Bay, on the real East Bay, Fairfield. So
okay.
Yeah, I was there for about 2 years, a little more than 2 years. It was my first duty station, and that's where I left.
I'm telling you, man. Fucking Great America, fucking summer season passes were the shit back in the days. I'm saying, dog.
Oh yeah.
$50, you were there fucking like every weekend.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get into your team here. Let's talk about the free agent moves that they made this offseason. Last year, you guys had your taste of Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers being healthy and not him, just 4 minutes of the first quarter of Aaron Rodgers. You guys have moved on from him and signed Justin Fields to a 2-year contract there. So what are you thinking? And then you guys did make some other moves here and there, but Justin Fields being one of the bigger ones that you guys signed and replaced the QB. You guys have a new head coach coming in with Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator from the Lions and whatnot. So what do you think of the Jets offseason so far and the free agent moves, coach coming in? You like what you see so far, or do you think they could have done better?
No, I love what I see so far. It's hard to evaluate everything pre-draft with the new organizational head coach, the general manager. The head coach did bring in a lot of familiar names for himself to be comfortable with building this team. So the quarterbacks coach, the coordinators, those are some hires that are kind of like his guys. Justin Fields, I've always been a big fan of the kid. I'm very happy with that move because
he's a Justin Fields truther. I'll say
it keeps me out of the quarterback conversation in this year's draft. Hopefully, that's where I have to say it's like I'm not going to grade my front office too hard pre-draft because I want them to smash the draft. But if they start doing quarterback additions and stuff like that, then it just doesn't make any sense to me. But getting Justin Fields for the cheap on a quarterback that's still potentially a franchise guy, if he could collect it all together and play like he did in Ohio State. He was a real passer in Ohio State.
He won 5 games for Pittsburgh and they sat him down last year. So, that's
winning matters. He didn't.
But he was winning last year too. So that's not a bad. It's not a bad. He's still young, like you said.
But I would argue that
Mike Tomlin numbers, and neither did
Mike Tomlin would go right back to the Russell Wilson being that he's a Super Bowl champion, multi playoff appearance type individual. You know what I mean? So I think, and the equity that they had spent to acquire him wasn't much. So
I'm saying Justin Fields was it 5-2 last year when he got benched? Somehow it's like he was or 5-3 or something like that. It's like he was doing horrible.
They got into the playoffs.
He won some games. So the Jets has some stuff out there for them to deal with. They got a pretty good, running backs.
Plug in the name.
They still got Wilson out there. So.
I've got the list right here. What Aaron Glenn did right after, within the first 2 weeks, he made sure to get Chris Banjo as his special teams coordinator. He hired Charles London as his quarterback coach. He hired Rick Spielman as the senior football advisor.
Oh, I love Rick Spielman.
Co-director of player personnel, and Tanner Engstrom. That's basically an offensive coordinator. The Scott Turner senior assistant passing game coordinator. That's a good move. That's going to be the big.
He got a good lineage. That's
no. Know how to get that kid comfortable to throw the ball because he really does have a prolific arm. He could. He could
drag the ball.
Make sure that when he makes a play to break a tackle to elude a defender, that he doesn't have to run upfield. That he can let the play progress and then use his good arm to throw the ball rather than just pull it in and run with it.
That's the thing though. I don't know. Besides him, I think he's probably right behind Michael Vick. Is probably one of the most purest runners as a QB.
Right.
So
really fast.
That's the hardest part is to get that out of him because he can take it to the house at any given time. So that's a big thing if they can coach that out of him. Kind of stop and look and dump it 40 yards, I guess, for him. You know what I mean? Down the field instead of running it.
A tier of his own when it comes to
he definitely is
quarterback. But I
think Justin's right behind him. I don't think Justin's not too far. I think
Fields is the only one that you could even consider running for 1,000 yards on the ground. Do we want him to? I don't think so. Not with our running game. Not with the backs that we have. The
Breece, Braylon, and Isaiah.
the running scheme should be there, and then there's some rumors that we might move off of Breece Hall, and that opens up. Like
Lee was talking about that right there.
I seen that.
If Breece Hall is available in trade, and then we're sitting at 7th, then we can take whichever.
Can we stop and play that game real quick? Where do you think who's interested in Breece? And I'm not saying that condescendingly. I'm like, who do you think would be a trade partner?
A ton of teams need a good running back.
Well, I mean, the Giants need a running back really bad. I mean, the Raiders need a running back really bad. I mean,
they got Tracy.
My team needs a running back.
The Vikings.
I mean, there is some teams at the top of the draft that need some help in that room. So to bring Breece Hall in and go somewhere else, I mean,
we would probably be looking for a third. To be honest, we want a third. We got him on the 2nd round. Do we expect to get a 2nd round out of a 4-year running back? Maybe not.
2nd round. Imagine the Chiefs are interested.
That's probably a 4th at that point.
And getting a high round draft pick is that there's so many quality running backs out on the market.
That's my point. Like you're probably, if you put pre-draft, you're probably getting a 4th. Maybe a 5th. I mean, and I'm not saying he's a bad because I'm not saying he's a bad running back. That's just the value on running backs because there's so many in this draft. There's so many in this draft.
Guys, one at a time. We're talking over each other. One at a time.
Exactly. It's like, okay, so if we move off of Breece, I'm not changing my 1st round game plan. I'm going offensive lineman or Tyler Warren. And then in the 2nd round, that's when I pull the trigger and I get one of the still going to be like a top 5, top 6 running back off the board, if not top 3, because we're going to have an early 2nd round pick. That's the type of management that I want with my roster build. I don't want Ashton Jeanty or Omar in the 1st round at that pick. Okay. I want that tackle from Missouri or Tyler Warren. Just those two.
Campbell.
Those are the no, not Campbell. Campbell's out of UCLA, right? Campbell is not UCLA. I think it was like LSU or something like that.
LSU.
The Missouri guy.
Madube,
he's got a funky name. I know exactly who you're talking about. You could say that. So Bogey,
I'm not going to agree with funky name. We got an African name.
Bogey, how do you think
white people in Africa?
Bogey, if Breece Hall ends up staying with the Jets, hold on, guys. Bogey, if Breece Hall ends up staying with the Jets, how well do you think he's going to blend in with Justin there? Like, how much does Justin's running scheme kind of take away from Breece Hall's value as a fantasy back?
Does he have it between the eyes?
Who, Breece Hall?
Between the ears.
No, I'm asking you. Would Justin have it between the ears? Eyes? Is he smart? I mean, you're a Chicago guy, so I'm asking this because what do you think of Justin Fields?
Well, the issue with him, I found like he throws a nice ball, but he just doesn't do it consistently enough. Do
you think that consistency, what he is consistent at, is making like bad reads? Then, like, does he got it between the eyes? Is he smart?
No, I think he's good at the run option, run pass option.
Okay, so he'll know when to get handed off and not, like when he know when to pull it and then pause, pull it out. You know what I mean? Because this is why I'm asking this, because then that
pull-out game.
You're gonna have to force a lot of Breece Hall down, or just the run game period down their throat to help Justin Fields out. So I think Breece is. I think if everyone's thinking the way that most people are right now, they're scared of Breece. We're gonna get Breece at a good value here, and I would spend for Breece if it's a good value, because I think he'll.
That's just crazy to me though. Like, so if you have Justin Fields coming in and he's already been on his 3rd team, he's kind of suspect already after the draft. Why would you get rid of a stud fucking running back behind him? Do you think that would help?
New regime.
I mean that's fucking what that does. I mean that connects fucking the owner there, Woody Allen, thinking that fuck it, we're gonna just go get something for him, especially pre-draft. I mean I just don't understand what their thinking is It's getting rid of a guy that's been a stud in the past, and obviously didn't work out so great for him last year. But I mean, the guy is not no fucking bummy that's going to just throw off in the fucking trade heap and try to get what are you going to get back for him? You know what I mean? At a third or fourth, fifth round, I still don't understand that thinking. I would think you'd want to surround this guy with more playmakers and try to help him out at that point.
No, that's a good point.
The running back depth chart isn't too bad, to be honest. We got Braylon, and then
I like Braylon. Don't get me wrong. Hey, I said Braylon last year. The early pickup last year.
And that second round is going to be crucial. If we do move off of Brees and then we pick up a third, then I'm happy with it because we can get a top tier running back prospect in that second, just the same round that we drafted. I
get that, but in that same what if it's a fourth or fifth round pick though? What if it's a sixth? Because it's pre-draft and I wouldn't get off of Brees Hall for that.
Get like that.
Me either. I wouldn't think that'd be a good idea at all.
What kind of additions are we making? It seems more about subtraction, and then like Bogey was saying, is like, okay, this is a new regime, but I don't see a new regime saying, oh, we don't like this guy. Every regime likes this guy right now. So whatever it's gonna take for us to move off of Brees is gonna benefit us. It's not gonna be a move that we're gonna just do. So we can get.
It's not like you got to get rid of him.
No,
salary.
We're gonna.
No, exactly.
Keep Brees if it's gonna stall our offense or or something to where like, oh shit, what do we get out of this? We get a fourth or fifth rounder, which is gonna be addition to the defense that we've already got a pretty good defense. I don't think we need to worry about a fourth or fifth rounder. Because that's really where the fourth and fifth rounders make an impact in the draft are your defensive backs, and our defensive backs right now.
That's the reason why I posed the question, because it doesn't make no sense to get out to lose playmakers for an offense that you need more. Because Justin Fields is going to need more playmakers. And to get around like some crazy RPO, it just sounds better with. I mean, if you put a 2-back system back there, like you're saying with Allen. And Brees Hall back there with Justin Fields. I mean, that could be some nasty fucking run game there. Kind of like in Baltimore. You know what I mean? When you have Lamar's coming off with RPO, and you got. I mean, he's not Derrick Henry, but I mean that's still fucking pretty nasty to have someone to have that kind of options.
Yeah, we're probably hopefully crossing our fingers that this is a new Jets regime where we don't do dumb shit. So if we're off of Brees Hall, we're not doing anything less than a third, and then we're giving our quarterback running game that can be considered top 5 in the NFL, and take the pressure off of him.
Yeah, I think. Are you seeing top 5 in rush attempts, and they're bringing over some staff members? What's the name of your OC again?
The OC. Well, I think it's I think it's that Tanner Engstrom.
Coming over from the Lions.
His name is Tanner Engstrom.
Look at that. So our man Danny Tanner, he's trying to definitely implement something similar to what they did with the Lions. And like, here's the thing: is I'm pretty sure that organization knows they might not be able to turn around immediately. So like. And even if it means running Brees Hall into the ground this year, because this is the last year of his rookie contract, if I'm correct, right? He's a 2022 guy, 22, 23, 24. So he's a second round guy. So he's going in year 4 of his contract last year. Yeah, if they don't move him, I love the value we're getting out of Brees Hall because they're going to run his ass into the dirt. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's going to eat for us in fantasy.
Another cool point about Tanner Engstrom. This is only relevant to me, but he was born in San Diego, California. He went to West Hills High School. That's a high school in San Diego County. He went to San Diego State. He ended up getting his first coaching gigs at San Diego State, and then he went to Michigan for the offensive analysis. Then he played in some, I guess, DC Defenders. Is that XFL or the UFL?
I think
that's USFL. I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think that's the USFL.
And then after that stint, that's when he joined the Lions organization and worked hand in hand with the head coach.
Yeah, which would have been like 2020 or
got the familiarity.
2021.
Yeah. So he's got a lot of San Diego ties.
Good for that guy. I love that.
I love that.
So
this
real
is all
quick,
information to me. This is
real
stuff that I
quick,
don't
Daniel
know
son.
now.
Brian, thank you for tuning in. Our Packer fan here that tunes into Chicago. It should not be a Packer Clubhouse show. That is the last thing that we would make this show.
Yeah,
so,
you know what?
Thank you for checking in.
Hey, Brian.
With us.
Hey, you know what, Brian? I appreciate you, but hopefully make sure that the Niners cannot get a playoffs again. So go back to where you belong.
Yeah, that's a tough team to root for. That's like one of the most hated teams in the NFL is the Packers. Them and the Raiders,
As they should be. So.
As they should be.
And the Cowboys.
Yeah. Fuck the Raiders too.
Yeah, tell the Cowboys and the who cares?
And the Patriots. And the Chiefs.
Who else are out there?
So I wanted to ask you about your division here, Kidda. The Patriots have the 4th pick there. So what do you foresee them doing there in with that 4th pick? Are they hoping for someone like Travis Hunter to go be picked up there, or which way did they go? Best guess.
Yeah, they're doing their best to convince the other general managers not to take Travis Hunter because I think that's a slam dunk pick if he's sitting there. If not, then it's going to be a scary situation. They could definitely steal the offensive lineman that I'm hoping falls to the Jets. Anything to make their quarterback be successful is where they need to be emphasizing their first round.
Oh yeah, I think that's what like Campbell or something like that is some top offensive lineman.
Yeah, it's got to be somebody to give.
If they're not on the line, then
might take the
if Travis Hunter drops to him, that's a gift. I don't see that happening, but who knows?
Yeah, let's give him some time to make decisions and not have to be under duress so often. And the cool thing about Drake May was he looked pretty good under duress. So I think he is their future at quarterback. And and we need to probably fear the fact that they're gonna go offensive line because Travis Hunter right now he's gonna be a top 3 pick. One of those 3 teams. It could even be
the
first
Browns are
team.
being tied to him right now.
I know Cam Ward is the shiny prize.
He's going number 1.
Yeah,
we think he's going number 1, but we've seen this before where we think we know what's happening with that first pick, and then
they go
totally.
Hold on. Hey,
they would at least have workouts with.
Callahan almost fucking committed suicide on the sideline 3 times with Will Levis just handing the ball off to fucking everybody else. He lost like 3 or 4 games just doing the fucking hot potato shit. Like last year, like Will Levis will never see the fucking field again as long as Callahan is the Tennessee Titans fucking head coach. I'm sorry, that is a number 1 slam dunk fucking. Like, I mean, that is the number 1 fucking slam dunk.
So when we get out of the Texans, we can learn from the Texans from the reason that they're so successful is they traded out of that 101 and they got a defensive player. And then they came back and they traded up to get their quarterback. So
I just don't think Callahan has a year 3. I think if they got their number 1 seed again, I don't think he has year 3 in him, and I think he wants to take his job. So at this point, he needs a quarterback.
If you throw the 26th round and a couple other picks and a player, and then maybe you can go ahead.
I'm with you. Like I would do Abdul Carter, and then hope I can suck again for Archie Manning. But I don't think he'll be there again for year 3. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. I think if they're that bad again next year, I don't think the Titans head coach will be there again next year. So that's just my.
Go ahead, Bodie.
To the Browns next year. Next year is Archie Manning next year?
Yeah. Archie,
he's eligible. He's eligible. Yeah.
Grandpa Arch is gonna come out the cut. He's gonna come out the cut. And I'll be
like, dude. Archie Manning has like all year to be the Texas QB1 too. So if he balls the fuck out, there's gonna be like 6 teams tanking real fucking quick in like November. So that's just my thought on that shit.
Imagine the Titans doing that curveball, right? They'd say, "Hey, no, we're going."
That would be insane, though. I would 100% because then that means the Browns probably take Ward then at that point. That changes a whole lot of shit.
Quarterbacks that have a lot of reps that could be a stopgap rookie project, and then if they suck, then they'll have another high-end first rounder next year, and then be able to build upon because they do need a defensive back. And then I don't know if they're savvy enough to figure out how to get him out there because the more I research about Travis Hunter, the better off I think he is to stick with one position and then be the best at that position. I think Deion Sanders even said something similar to that, where he said, "Well, maybe."
So do you see him being more receiver or
predominantly?
No, I think he's going to be a defensive back. I think he profiles as a cornerback, which is a very vital position. If you can get a lockdown corner,
especially because Stingley just got that $30 million too, so he elevated that shit.
If at minimum, if you play thirds, you're eliminating that third side of the field, and
you can still play wide receiver too. You don't have to play the whole. You still don't have to. You can still get on that side of the ball.
So let me ask you guys real quick.
Him from progressing in the offensive side of the ball, but I don't know if that's going to be an organizational, strategically, if that's going to be something that NFL team is going to want to experiment with. Out of anybody that's coming to the league,
that is crazy that you're saying this now too, because you're like, "Yo, he's going to go both ways."
For a two-way player, but that might not be on the table for a lot of organizations, including the 5 teams in that first round who are in position to take him.
I think Travis Hunter's already told those 5 teams, if I'm not doing it, I don't want to go there. I mean, he's already put it out there like that Goodell better fucking call me as a cornerback and a wide receiver when I get introduced to whatever team. So I think he's already said to any organization who throws me, like, if you want to get me on one side of the ball, that's fine, but I'm playing both sides. Maybe not exclusive like he did at Colorado, 120 snaps because the kid will fucking die in year 3. But I mean, he can definitely be a cornerback and take like 20, 25 snaps on offense, or the same thing, and be a wide receiver and come in as a nickel package or whatever on the defense side for either side of the whatever team that drafts him. So I can still see him. He's just too gifted on both sides. He's just too gifted on both sides to not say you can't do it on either side ever. So.
He is good. He's not great at in the NFL. He's a great wide receiver and a great quarterback in college, but I think when he transitions to the NFL, most teams are going to go, okay, how do we get the greatness out of this guy? We want great, and giving him 600 snaps a game or whatever the fuck, I'm exaggerating, but giving him that much on field playing time is going to kind of reduce his ability to be great on any side of the ball. He might be productive, but
that's what I'm saying. Most offenses get like 60 to 70 snaps a game. So for him to get like 20 snaps, on wide receiver, I don't think it's like crazy because it doesn't mean the ball's going to him. This could be a decoy.
If they're not a good defense too, they're going to be off that field fast. But we do expect them to be a good defense. You got Mike Vrabel there, right? So if New England was to get their hands on a character like Travis Hunter, for example, right? You know what I mean? He's going to definitely play more cornerback.
Yeah.
If he gets to the Browns,
especially with Christian Gonzalez on the other side too.
Yeah,
that could be a nasty defense. That could be a nasty defense.
So
Christian Gonzalez and Travis Hunter.
Yeah. So I want to ask you guys, talking about the Patriots and kind of moving on. We have about 20 minutes left in the show before we sign off. So I had a few other questions I kind of wanted to bring by you guys. Chris Foulmouth C, thanks for tuning in and checking us out. So I'll start with Mouth, and then we'll go down to Bogey, and then Kidda here. I want your guys' thoughts on how well, fantasy-wise, do you think Stephon Diggs is going to be with the Patriots? And especially, I mean, if you guys are talking about Travis Hunter going there, he can play half the time with like you said, on that side with Gonzalez, and then the other play the slot position and kind of play with Diggs there. So starting with Mouth, how do you think Diggs will do there?
I think for me, it depends on Polk's development, because Polk was a kind of a disappointment last year, and he didn't really show up and do things, especially with Derek May there throwing the ball around. So Stephon Diggs, I think, will be, and he's a veteran in that locker room, especially in that wide receiver room. So maybe he teaches these young kids to kind of develop and do something like that. I think for that, I don't think Stephon Diggs is going to be that bona fide number one that he's been the past few years anymore, especially coming off that knee injury. He already kind of wasn't, doing everything that we thought he was going to do, because Nico Collins took that rollover in Houston. But with Travis Hunter and Polk, I think that he could definitely be something that could be viable still in fantasy. More of like a free agent, though, for me. I wouldn't draft him. I would just see what he does in the first 4 or 5 months, because he's coming off the ACL himself. So you don't know what was he, 31, 32 type of wide receiver. I mean, he has that production, so he knows how to be professional. So that part of on that side of football is one thing. Now, if he turns a little divish on that side, I don't know how that will work out with 2 youngsters in the room.
With Vrabel as the coach too.
Yeah, Vrabel as the coach too. So I think he would sit down and shut the fuck up, because I think Vrabel would just tell him, bro, we don't need you. He'll start getting less and less reps. So I think he would be good, but as a viable fantasy option, I wouldn't draft him at all. I would wait to see what he does in the first few weeks and just keep him on my to watch list. And then if he's kind of blows up, then especially if they get a Travis Hunter, because then that could open up the offense, and with Stevenson there and everything else, then got a running game.
Okay.
I really think, because Drake May has a big arm, so I mean he's gonna want to throw the ball down the field. So Stevenson, Stephon Diggs can get all those underneath, that he wasn't getting because Tank Dale was taking that shit away in Houston. There's no one that's going to do that in New England.
Okay, Bogey, your thoughts on Stephon Diggs, and how do you think he'll do fantasy wise? Is he going to be a fantasy option, in your opinion, playing with New England and being with New England this year?
I'm gonna put him in top 36 range, top 36 at the position. He's a WR3 to me. Probably more closer to the bottom, like a lower range WR3, because you really got to convince me Drake May is gonna throw hella touchdowns and shit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Otherwise, because they got Josh McDaniels there, it's essentially a rookie year for the kid, because he's gonna have to learn a new system. But like I said, it's Josh McDaniels, that this is gonna be fantasy friendly for the running backs for real. So yeah, I don't really put Stephon Diggs that high, especially coming off the ACL, or else I might have a little more optimism. But I'm gonna go ahead and put him at and I would draft him super late, but I'm gonna go ahead and put him at top 36.
Yeah, round 14. Fill out my bench. He'd fill out my bench. That's where I would draft him. So,
Kidda, what are your thoughts on Stephon Diggs being with New England there and stuff, and going against them? Any threat?
I think that's a great landing spot for Diggs. He's familiar with the division, the weather. What we got out of New England this offseason, I don't know if you all been paying attention, but we got a reworked defense that is fucking stacked with playmakers.
Yeah.
Let's just go starting off with the middle linebackers. We got Robert Spillane and Jack Gibson. That tandem,
Harold Landry. They brought in Harold Landry on the outside.
That might be one of the top middle linebacker tandems in the league. We got Harold Landry playing outside with the pass rush, and then we got Anthony Cheney, who has been pretty solid his entire career in this organization. Milton Williams is another youngster that can, I guess he's not too young, but they brought him over from Philadelphia.
He's a second contract.
That guy he just came off of a fucking Super Bowl, but this guy is another pass rusher that they could use. The defense with Kyle Duggar, Jabril Peppers, Christian Gonzalez, Marcus Jones, and then they're gonna have to figure out who that second cornerback is. But that's a piece.
Travis Hunter, maybe.
I mean, Mike Vrabel is he always had a good defense in Tennessee.
One of the best in the leagues.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel, when he was in Tennessee, quietly had them as always a top 5 run defense.
Yeah.
When you can't run the ball against a team and you make them be one-dimensional opposing offenses, is what I'm saying. Like, yo, they're going to be feisty because their defense is going to stifle people.
Yeah.
And then they're going to, meanwhile, they got Josh McDaniels who can help shape this kid, Drake May.
Right.
And we know Josh McDaniels has a mobile QB playbook. We've seen him have guys like Tebow, the Jesus freak, right? We've seen him have guys like Cam Newton for one season in New England. Like, he got a mobile QB playbook in the back pocket. So we're gonna see our kid Drake May. He's gonna show different facets of his skill set.
So
I can see a lot of play action pass coming into this next year for them. A lot of play action pass.
Yeah.
Go
With
ahead,
that
Ken.
good of a defense, I just feel like the offense is going to win the time of possession, and that the kid is going to have plenty of opportunities to throw it 30 or more times. The running game is pretty good. They
That's
kept
why they need
Ramondre.
offensive line.
Rahamador he's not a bad running back. He's had a couple seasons.
Rahamador is a beast.
He ran into a situation where it doesn't matter what name you put in that backfield, they're probably not going to be successful.
And guess who he's with, though? Guess who he's with now? The guy that you could put any running back in a situation he eats, and that's Josh McDaniels, who he started with.
I know this has everything that we've talked about does not relate to Diggs, so to say, in terms of immediate impact. But what I'm saying is Diggs is the number one guy out there, and if you look at the team perspectives with a good defense and a solid running game and an offensive coordinator that can probably scheme to the strengths, then all of a sudden Diggs is going to be the guy that's going to feast in the passing game.
Okay.
That's why I wait a few weeks. That's why I'd wait a few weeks.
So
people shouldn't sleep.
That's fair. So then another, like I said, fantasy question I want to run by you guys, and we'll go in the opposite order this time. We'll start with Kidda, and then go with Bogey, and then end with Mouth here. So in that particular division there, which one of the 4 running backs do you value or like the most in redraft leagues here? Between we have Breece Hall, we have James Cook, then we have Stevenson, and then we have Devontae A-Chain with the Dolphins. So which one of those out of those 4 running backs do you value or like the most in redraft fantasy leagues?
This is going to shock a lot of people, but Devin A-Chain to me is just.
I like that.
I'm actually with you.
The motherfucker gotta stay on the field, but imagine if he stays on the field. It doesn't matter.
You can't hit what you can't catch.
The team could be losing. The team could be winning. This guy is the
still drop 50 points.
Break.
Fucking never drop 50 points in a heartbeat. Like,
guys,
little fucker.
Let him finish his thing, and everyone will get their turn. Go ahead. Finish.
Devin A-Chain to me is the guy out of those 4 that intrigues me the most. If I'm going straight for like, okay, am I in it to win it? I'm going A-Chain. If I'm scared to lose and I'm going for a floor play, then I'm probably gonna go James Cook with the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Because he's in a contract situation. They're not going to give it up, and they're not going to give away game script to Ray Davis. We've already seen those guys have a full season on the field together. Ray Davis hasn't really shown anything that
he'll give up more action to Ty Johnson than anything.
We're not going to lose work to Ray Davis.
And they brought him back.
So James Cook. It's a put up or shut up type of situation for him with the Bills, because even if he's not successful with the Bills, he's going to get his money elsewhere. He's had a pretty good, solid career so far, and then with that Bills running game, it's just, man, how can you hate on anybody on the Bills right now? That's the actual playmakers. Khalil Shakir out of the wide receiver spot.
He's the only one I would
super late, and then he's going to be one of those flex plays for you on a consistent basis. That's the one thing that the Bills are lacking. is a true number one. But they've got so many other receivers that can.
Don't disrespect
bridge.
Josh Palmer. They just brought him in.
They're gonna win. They're gonna win a bunch of games, and if I'm on a winning team, I want their running back.
Okay. Bogey, out of the 4 running backs there, do you agree with what Kidda was saying?
I'm just going to go Breece Hall.
Okay, yeah.
Because in fantasy, you want to chase the individual who needs to get the bag. And if he doesn't, in the event he gets traded, they more than likely do the same thing. They trade for him and then run him into the dirt and make him earn this bag. So I'm going to put Breece there. I'm going to put James Cook there because he's trying to parlay what he just did last year into a bag. But the best running back at the end of the day that they have on that team, the one who hits pay dirt, his name is Josh Allen. And I'm still going to put James Cook there because he's going to have to work. And in the same instance, it's the same thing for him too. It's a contract year for him. So like, I don't want to deal with him holding out and all that shit. I would even just drop, if he starts holding out, I'll drop him at the bottom of this list.
Okay.
And I'll just be okay not having him and letting other people draft James Cook.
And deal with that headache.
Next. But it doesn't mean I'm going to draft Stevenson next. I would wait forever and take Stevenson because in the event I can get Stevenson as a running back 3 while still waiting late in the draft, I'm really feeling good. Because even if he's my running back 2, that means I'm
too many assholes will pick him up
crazy on other skill positions. The reason I'm saying this is because he's going to get ran into the dirt as well. You know what I mean? And he's about to be in an offense that throws the ball at running backs on early downs. So we don't need him to just be the early down work on the ground. We're going to get targets too because that system calls for it. I do worry about him Stevenson getting snaked by Drake May down there in the goal line or getting vultured, wherever the term you want to use, because that's usually what happens with rushing QBs and to their running backs. But it also, on the flip side, works in favor of the running back because the threat of the rushing QB opens up wide open lanes for the running back. So for all we know, Stevenson could get double-digit rushing touchdowns, even if they're all greasy-ass 1-yard plunges, because this is what that offense has produced. Go 10 years ago, you had LeGarrette Blount doing the same thing in this offense.
Yeah, true.
Josh McDaniels. So I'm just saying it's proven.
All right, and the Mouth, you rank them in the same order, or which?
I mean, for me, because like for most of us, we run a PPR league, so like, and out of all these running backs, A-Chain is the one who comes out of the back, and he had almost 80 catches last year at the backfield, and he had 6 touchdowns to go with those 80 catches. So for me, like A-Chain's a walking 30 to 40 point fucking every week. I mean, I like James Cook because he did have 16 touchdowns last year, even with freaking Josh Allen, like you said, fucking vulturing all those goal line ones. So for me, like, I mean, for fantasy, you want that guy who's going to potentially give you that 35, 40, 45, 50 point fucking just bust them up, drop 200 points in your ass fucking week. A-Chain is the one who's going to do that for you almost every week because of how powered that the offense wants to play, because like Tua doesn't want to throw the ball fucking down the field no more. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to hold the ball no more. He doesn't want to get hit. So he's gonna do more dump off and more stuff like that than to hold on to for Tyreek and Jalen Waddle to go down the field to throw it 30, 40 yards. So A-Chain's gonna get more those bubble screens, just more freaking just regular screens, just stuff like that, that's kind of close to the goal line.
Here's the
for him to do things.
I got a.
So I mean, that's just
Miami. They had the least. They were bottom 3 as far as least time in the pocket before pressure comes through. So the ball got to come out quick. So
exactly. So like,
don't address that. I really like Achane, but the fact that he's just a little fucker. And you know what I mean? And he cost.
That's what I say. Like his upside is great. And last year he stayed healthy. He stayed healthy, but more than he did a couple years.
For sure.
And now without Monster there to take over, I mean, it's just Jalen right behind him. So like I don't see anybody coming and sneaking anything from him, because I thought Monster was going to come back and healthy and take fucking carries away from him and take touches away. Hell no, that motherfucker still touched everything. So. I mean, as long as he's healthy. I mean, the caveat: as long as he's healthy, that motherfucker is
that's
the
the
most
biggest thing.
explosive. He's the most like he's gonna kill in fantasy the most. You know what I mean? Cooks like because we were saying like Ray Davis and you said like Ty Johnson, they took major fucking carries away from. We were talking about this the other day, like between the 20s, they would take major carries away, kid, break
I
off
see that shit
fucking
like
20,
kicking.
like that 20, 30-yard carries, and I was like, damn, hell yeah, that was Cooks. And I look and I'm like, be fucking Ty Johnson. I'm like, god damn it, so like. So that would that would kill he'd have like 16 carries for like 75 yards and a touchdown, but it would look better if it was 125. But they had a committee back there, and with Josh Allen there too. If his touchdowns drop, he's not the same viable fantasy running back as he was the same year to year. And if you're touchdown dependent, that sucks. That sucks a lot.
And I do want to clarify what I wanted to clarify something real quick. When I'm talking about that joint, like with Achane, is because I'm probably not going to have any Achane, and I'm okay being wrong about it. I know Achane's a bad motherfucker, but he's going to cost too much. People are going to grab him in the range.
Oh, he's going to go high. He's going to go high.
Second
he's a top 5 back. He's a top 5. Like he's a top 5, top 10 back for sure. You know what I mean? And like with Brees Hall and Allen in New York,
to me.
like
there's too much
to me, Fields is going to take that shit away too. So like Brees Hall, I understand you want to run him, but he's going to with Fields likes to run the ball too, and he's a creature of habit. So I think he's going to take a lot of carries away that are RPOs or stuff like that he could have handed the ball off to either one of those guys, and he's just going to keep it. So I don't see them having the same production they would.
They're going to run into the dirt.
So we are coming up to the end of the show here. I do got one last question here, so don't take up too much time on it. But if you guys could just give me the final standings of the AFC East. Kidda, let's go with you since it's your division. What do you think at the end of the season the final standings will look like in the AFC East?
Oh, well, there's no reason not to put Bills at the top. It's Josh Allen. Generational talent, probably well deserved of that contract. If anybody's going to make that much money in the NFL, it's got to be Josh Allen, and what he can what he can bring year after year. I don't. It's a powerhouse. My heart goes, I want the Jets to be number 2, but after everything that I've told you about what the Patriots did to improve their offense and the fact that they're running a second-year quarterback in there, I expect them to win at least 4 more games this season. And I like the Patriots at second, and then the Jets, and then
I'm with you with
the
second.
cellar dwellers this year are the Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
Yeah,
all right.
Mouth. I'm absolutely biting you for real because I have it Bills, Patriots, Jets, Dolphins. Like the Dolphins might be doing it, bro.
All right. Mouth, how do you see it?
Line in the league.
Yeah, like I mean, I see the Bills. Obviously, I don't think that's going to change. I think Mike Vrabel needs another year, so I think the Dolphins are still going to stay right there because I think Mike McDonald is not going to fall off too hard. I mean, I don't know too much they've done on defense too much, but I mean, they're still good. They still got Tua. They still got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle on the outside. As long as they stay healthy, I don't see as long as Tua stays healthy, that team's a playoff team. That's just the way it is. So, I mean, and after that, I do think the Pats do a little something over the Jets because the Jets, I'm sorry, are still a dumpster fire until they prove different.
That's fair, and like I said, I don't even think Kidda can be too upset with that.
It's history based.
Until you show me something different, man. I want to cheer, for you.
I want to. I have no problem with the Jets. Hey, your cousin's a big Jets fan, and I would love to root for his ass too. But I mean, I like taking his money, so it is what it is.
Well, guys. That is the end of the show here. Thank you guys for joining us. Kidda, like I said, it was a pleasure to have
Appreciate you, brothers.
We really do appreciate it.
That was good. Sure.
Kidda, this is for you and Bogey here.
Ding, ding.
Wrong one. This is one for you guys here.
Hey, come back.
I mean, go take a shit first, but come back.
Come back to the clubhouse. We'd love to have you back on as well and chop it up later on in the football season once it really gets kicked off and going and stuff like that. And we get into it, talk about your fantasy team and talk about what the fantasy season going on so far. And of course, Bogey, this is your second time back, so you're more than welcome to come back.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you having me back, man.
You and Bones back there.
Bones. Yeah, Bones is still upset with me. That's why he won't even look my direction.
Bones been giving me the side eye all night.
Yeah, Bones ain't fucking with me right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's very upset.
Well,
he doesn't like the new setup with him facing that way.
You're gonna have to go ahead and work it out with him and stuff and get it hashed out with them, guys. But anyways, guys, like I said, thank you for joining us. Everybody else in the chats and stuff, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up and share us and whatnot. We appreciate you guys joining us. I've been talking about trying to get us to grow, and our goal is to get to 1,300 subscribers. Last time I checked, we're about 40 subscribers away from that, so we should get to that, well before the end of the year. But
all you fucking people, act that like
do your part if you can. Share us, recommend us with others as well, so we can help us get there. So, Mouth, do you have any final words to say before we sign off?
No, I don't appreciate everybody the chiming in, saying whatever you got to say. Appreciate the guests we have. All the love in the world to everybody. My homeboy from San Ho, my boy from San Diego is a Jets fan now too. Pick it up every time we come every week. We got new guests. I appreciate it, man. All the love in the world.
Bogey, please let the good people in the clubhouse know where they can find you and your good people. So plug your show and.
Once again, thank you and appreciation for having us on. If you want to check out some extreme fantasy degenerate content, check us out on the Gen Wealth Net on YouTube. I don't know why I said it's Gen Wealth Net on YouTube. And check me out on Instagram, all one word, Gen Wealth Net _ and anywhere you consume your music, search Bogard Scott free. Hey.
Appreciate you, Lee. Appreciate you.
Kidda, any last words? Do you have a YouTube or anywhere, TikTok or Instagram where people can kind of find you at and chat with you?
Yeah, you're. I'm a co-host with Bogey. I'm on the Gen Wealth. We rock probably multiple during the season. It's pretty wild, but off season prior to the draft, we're talking maybe twice a week. Shout out to JD, Lee, Peacock, Spencer, my arch nemesis, Diamond Joe.
The arch nemesis.
All the we're a good group. Be sure to check us out. Crooked Commish. It's been a pleasure. I look forward to the next time hanging out with y'all. And it's always fun talking football, especially fantasy football, because that's where the degen really inside of me. I can talk some fantasy football.
That's where it shines.
It's my time to shine now.
That's when
it's beat the Jaggers where I shine.
Well, guys, like I said, it was a pleasure. Was all ours on our end, and like I said, Bogey, whenever the season gets going, I know I would love to come on the show, on your guys' show, and I'm sure Mouth up from the Bay would love to.
Absolutely.
I know your availability is usually like evenings and stuff. So, and we cover all the primetime games. So I could see us enjoying some primetime games together.
There you go. I like it.
There we go. I love it. So anyways, guys, like I said, thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Really do appreciate it, guys. Take care. Be safe out there. And be good, but remember, if you can't be good, well, damn it, at least be good at it.
You got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
Looking for more wolves in the clubhouse.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.